Hello, I am Gregory Fitzgerald, and today we are going to be looking at the wildlife of the Canis americanus situs andusomethingus, otherwise known as the American setter. Now today we are stressing our view on how the American setter can survive through very precarious events such as quarantining. So as we begin, we will start at looking at the beginning of the life of the quarantined dog. As we began this endeavor, we were just amazed at the landscape and how far the trees went over as to covering the ground, so much so that we could barely tell where our feet were. But as we eventually began, we chose a path that we believed the American setter would most likely have taken. But we were wrong, as we looked behind us and we noticed an American setter was looking at our very backs. The American setter is a very unique animal, allowing you to follow it and to be close to it as it continues on its path. As we followed closely, we noticed that its camouflaged black fur made it incredibly difficult to follow through the trees. As we see here, he is currently stalking some of its prey, which tends to be squirrels that have an enormous amount of toilet paper. As we see, and as we all well know, squirrels usually don't leave their toilet paper on the ground for the American setters to find. But that does not mean that they will not try and look on the ground for toilet paper. And if you listen hard, you can look up in the trees and find squirrels hoarding enormous amounts of toilet paper. Yes, up in the trees. That is where they keep it all. But this American setter does not have time to keep looking at the tree line forever and must go forth for the rest of his adventure. As we continued down the path still, we noticed we were taking very close to an American home. American setters always check canoes as they find that the most intriguing of shape. Due to the fact they cannot see color, they only are interested in the shape. And on we must go on. It is a common misconception that American setters eat dog food. But what most people don't realize about the American setters is that their number one prey is the bumblebee. Now, most people do not believe this, but look at this next footage as we find the American setter stalking and attacking a bumblebee, hiding under the wood. As we continue, look at his stance. The stance of a killer, a bumblebee killer. And eventually, he gets his bumblebee. But this is not time for eating bumblebees. as the American setter must continue on journeying through the woods, looking for squirrels who are hoarding too much toilet paper. As is the fate of all American setters as they set off into the beyond.